Oh yes, we're gonna wait. We're waiting on brothers and sisters to get in. I know that we hadn't started directly on time. I apologize for that. Been trying to make the home that we have livable, trying to cut the grass and things of that nature. So, nonetheless, we are here. We are indeed here. So, and we are wrapping up this thought on Minister Farrakhan. We'll be wrapping it up. We'll be talking about some other things as it relate to him. And I've got good news. Anyone that knows the teachings of Jane Elliott, anybody know the teachings of Jane Elliott, I want you to know that I've invited her to debate this theory that she has that Jesus wasn't black. So this is something that we're going to be talking about. She says that Jesus isn't black and wasn't black. So we're going to be debating that because we know that the spiritual systems come from Africa, and all of these teachings from the truth, or these half truths that the white or the European started. There's a truth. It's a half truth that they teach because they keep part of it private. But there's a truth that these half truths come from, and when you got the whole truth, then you got your liberation, you have your salvation. And I want you to know that there were many spiritual systems in Africa, many spiritual systems. So we are literally experiencing the very same thing that the Africans experienced when they were coming out of slavery, going to colonialism, and now coming out of colonialism to enjoy pure freedom. So that's the thing that I want to tell you. So we're gonna wait, and I want you to grab somebody else. At least grab 5 people. Tell them to watch the show because I really need you tonight. This is important, but I really need you tonight. And you know that we depend on this show. We depend on you participating in this show. And don't forget that we have books and things of that nature that we're trying to push forward. So I'm going to be very quickly putting these markers on certain shows because we'll be going back to them. But I want you to have a good reference point because I want you to check everything that I'm saying. This is very important. I want you to always check, no matter where that information comes from. It's important for us to check exactly all the information that anyone is putting out, and they should be able to prove it, brothers and sisters. They should be able to prove it. So we have to stop this routine that's been created, especially in the Muslim movement, by leaders like Minister Farrakhan, and then also in the Christian movement, by leaders who act as if they're beyond reproach. Even parents that teach this religious philosophy that won't allow the children to ask questions. These are parents that seek to put themselves above reproach. But you and I are merely victims of this religion that the white man has put out and influenced black leaders to use certain ways to keep us in bondage. And I'm sure you understand that when I say it, that this goes from the top level all the way down to the bottom. The same thing that the master taught, then black brothers and sisters that were under the teaching of the master and the heavy yoke of oppression learned these ways and passed it down and have confused us all. So we're thankful for all the leaders that have come, Dr. E.C. Morris, the Honorable Dr. E.C. Morris. We're thankful for the Honorable Noble Drew Ali. We're thankful for Master Farad Muhammad. We're thankful for the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We're thankful for Minister Malcolm X, the Most Honorable Minister Malcolm X. We're thankful for the Most Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad. We're thankful. We're thankful for the wife of the Most Honorable Minister Malcolm X. We're thankful for the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's wife. We're thankful for Honorable Dr. E.C. Morris, his wife, because these men were standing together with the sisters so they could do this job, give you the whole truth. So we're thankful. We're thankful for the wives of the Most Honorable Marcus Garvey. We're thankful for the Most Honorable Marcus Garvey. We're thankful for the Most Honorable Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Sister Coretta Scott King. We're thankful. We're thankful. We're thankful for Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad and his wife, Sister Pam, and Sister Paula, excuse me. So we're very thankful. We're thankful for those that have come, those that have held one another up. We see no division. We see no division in the teachings, nor the God that allowed these teachings. We see no division. And that's the important thing to keep in mind, that we see no division. We know that the same God was working when he sent these individuals out. So brothers and sisters, we want to mark this show. We certainly want to mark this show so that this truth will continue. We want to mark this show so this truth can continue. So we're ready for a very powerful show and truth, so there be truth that you can have, and a truth that will be nourishment to your spiritual body. Nourishment to your spiritual body. So I ask that you bring someone to this show, and likewise, we're selling books. We sell these books to support ourselves. If you can't buy a book, I ask you to donate $3 or more to Cash App, and I'm thankful for everything. And I'm thankful to be able to ask you for the things that we need, and I thank you for being able to bless us, everyone that gives each night for what we need. And so we're very, very thankful, because we can't do anything without you, and it's you that is making this show a success. Now we got a debate on the horizon. There's a debate on the horizon, and I want to tell you about that debate with Jane Elliott. Hopefully, if she accepts, then we'll have a debate on the horizon. If she accepts, we should have a debate on the horizon. And she's a white woman that's part of the problem. The white woman and the white man is a part of our problem, brothers and sisters. We'll never get any freedom, justice, and equality as long as we have the enemy in our camps. And so this is the truth, and this is the reason why I encourage you to get the enemy out of your camp. Now, she may feel that she's doing good as a white woman. She may feel that. She may feel that she's doing good. But debate that. And I called Brother Taharka today, because I think, and he and I talked, and I'm so thankful for Morris Science TV. I'm so thankful for that, and the Morris World, and Brother Taharka, and all the work that he's doing. And I say that because I know there's a lot of people out there that could have done the work but didn't. But this brother, he wasn't afraid of what was going to happen to him or anything like that. He wasn't afraid. He came right on out and began to do the business. He came out to do the business. So when an individual put their life on the line and put their money on hold, then you know that these real people. We know that these are real people. So we are not attacking anyone. I want you to know that. But the only thing that I'm trying to do is seek out the frauds that are in the movement. Seeking out frauds that are in the movement, you see. And so that you will know. So that you will know. And the only way, there's a measuring stick. If you want to find out, who frauds are, all you got to do is look and see who the white man is constantly pushing in front of you. That's all you got to do. Once you see who he's pushing in front of you, then it will be easy. Trust me, brothers and sisters. It will be easy to tell who the frauds are. It will be easy. So I'm asking you to subscribe tonight and grab somebody else. Take this time to grab somebody else and tell them to please support this show. because it is a good show and a building show. It's going to be a building show and a good show where we're setting the platform to start debating these demons and devils in person around the planet. And I'm glad to know that I have Brother Taharka with me, because that means a whole lot, because I respect the work that he's doing. So I'm very thankful for that. Sister Dee Dee, thank you. Thank you. Peace and blessings. Thank you for being here. And I encourage everyone to please continue to support this show, because it will be the show that will that is and in setting the foundation that will knock out, that will literally knock out all of these fakes and naysayers. Fakes and naysayers. You got people right now, when I can show you proof of what I'm saying, so much so that you're able to find it. You got people right now that will come to interrupt this show, that will come to interrupt this show because they don't want the truth to be told. Now, I was minding my business on my show when Jane Elliott came on the show and had to tell me that Jesus wasn't white. Now, and I want that Jesus was white. Her contention is that I said Jesus was black. And this must have really, really bothered her. Must have really bothered her. Because when you know the real history of Jesus, you'll see that he is black, and you'll see that the true Israel is in Ethiopia. The true Jerusalem is in Ethiopia. And all the places that it was talking about from the garden of Adam and Eve, from that garden, you'll find out that from Adam to Jesus, this is a black area where everything is coming up. The entire world is black. Even if she says that it happened over in the second Jordan and the second Gethsemane and the second Mount of Olive, which was copied and carried over into the Afro-Asiatic area of Saudi Arabia and Jerusalem. Even if she says that, I want you to know that these were black people of the world. These people were black. These were black. Even during the Platonic War, where the white people first came out of the Mediterranean to fight and take Carthage, which is Libya, northern Africa, you were still dealing with white albinos. And you know that an albino is still black. Still black. The color line had not been ripped at that point where the European could say that, hey, we have an Alpinus Africanus. So right then you were just those later stages of our brother were just an albino Africanus. And so in other words, they were albinos, they were black. So how can she say that? And she's trying to use in philology, she's trying to use a word. Trying to use a word. And that's a good question, Sister D, because here's the thing. She's trying to use a word to say that the white man created black and white, and this is not something that you want to use. And my contention is simply this, that it's a cloven racist statement to tell me to not use the term black and white rather than for me to understand when I use the term black and white. And so that's what we have to understand. We have to understand that, and she may not be cognizant of it. I don't know. But I find it hard to believe that she's white and at her age that she's not cognizant of how she is being divisive. So I find that very hard to believe. So I've invited her to a debate. And also I debate the fact that she feels worthy enough. I debate the fact that she feels worthy enough to talk about the black person's problem and to be the measuring stick to why she agrees or disagrees with anybody else that has a difference of opinion. So this is a very good show, and I encourage you to tell other brothers and sisters to watch this show. I want you to ask questions on this show. I want you to be difficult because I want to answer the difficult questions. And all of those that are not saying anything, please join us and come on the show. And I want you to ask questions because we're going to take our time on this show to be able to answer these questions. We're going to take our time on this show to be able to answer these questions. And don't be afraid. Please don't be afraid. We got too many brothers and sisters that are afraid to get involved. And you being afraid to get involved is not going to stop this white man from beating you. It's not going to stop him from killing you. As you know, the killing has gotten even worse. Killing has gotten even worse. And we need to know what we're up against, and we need to be discussing this as often as we can think about it. That's why I'm on this type of internet revival. I'm on this type of internet revival. And this internet revival is so that I can set the foundation to start debating this white man every which way he turns, to start debating him. So we've got work to do. As we set the foundation, we got plenty of work to do. And we have to start with the frauds. You know, the word says that first judgment must come to the house of God. Black Seminole, peace, brother. Thank you for showing up. And the other people that are inside, thank you for showing up. And I want to see who you are, so I can be thankful and thankful for your name, thankful for who you are. Now, I'm aware, and I'm gonna say this. I'm aware that we got some agents on the watch too. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that we got some agents. They don't want to be seen, but they want to stand out and look and wait for me to say something that they can use to take back and come and arrest me. They've done it several times, put me in federal holding for no reason at all, only to try to destroy my practice, only to try to destroy my livelihood, which they have successfully done. And this is part of their psychological warfare. That's what I'm telling you, brothers and sisters. So, you see, but I'm not like other leaders, because I've been at this since 1986. I was 12 years old when I started working with Dr. Collett, 14 when I started working with, independently at least, with Dr. Professor Steve Coakley. So I'm not new to it. I'm not new to it. As the old folks said, I'm true to it. I'm not new to it. So I already know that there are those that are standing by. They'll never come to show their faces because they're not friends. I'm not saying all of them are that way, but I'm saying that there are agents. There are agents sprinkled among us. Agents that are waiting to hear me say something so they can run back and tell the man, say, look, we got to arrest him now, boss. We got to arrest him, boss. Why? Well, we got to arrest him because he said such and such. Now, I want to tell you how afraid they are, and this tells you how cowardly the white man is and his coons. Now, here I went into a courtroom in West Helena, Arkansas. I want to tell you that. And just went in to view the court session. I've been invited there by a coon. He's a known coon now. And have been invited there by him. A coon named Will Tate. Don't mind telling you who he is. And this guy was fired from his job for being a pedophile. Literally fired. He went in there begging these white folks for his job back. Begging them for his job back. And I tell you this because I know he set me up. It was a setup. And he told me, he said, just go on the court to view the findings. He said, because when you get there, he said, they're going to be waiting for you. So I went into the courtroom with my white coat on. I had my white coat on. It was common knowledge that I had an office set up. You can look on the web and tell that I just opened up a business to try to support myself since these devils try to destroy my clinic because they know I'm going to stand up and you can't. There's nothing you can do. to shut me up. They already know it. And if you come for me guns blazing, I'm gonna blaze my gun at you too. So it's nothing they can do to me that I won't be expecting, because I already know he's a devil. I already know the white man is a devil. So to make a long story short, this devil, when I got to her courtroom, was coercing the children. Her name is Judge Hess in West Helena, Arkansas. Her name is Judge Hess. So she and prosecutor, you got Susan Hess, who's the judge, and then you got a prosecutor, Amy Green. Both of them are devils. A judge and a prosecutor that are devils that are over our people, where the population is for black people now is about 91%. That's why it's important for us to get these devils out of office. They can't do us any good. So I passed my card and said, we should be helping these children. And the best place for them is out of the prison, since they had built a multi-million-dollar complex in a majority black town. What does it tell you? What does it tell you? That slavery is still a cash crop around America, that this is a plantation. That's what I be telling you. So no matter where I am, I don't care if I'm in Ohio, D.C., or wherever, I'm going to always give the white man hell from the cradle to the grave. I was blessed to be born to do that. I was blessed. So I didn't have to say anything. All I had to do was show up. Brothers and sisters, when I showed up and stepped to the side corridor to give them my card, to do anything I could help these youth, it was a wrong answer, because the whole reason that they built that complex is to put our children in jail, to keep them in prison, to start them out as criminals as early as 12 to 9 years old. This is a fact. You got to know that. You got to know that. Now, they can try a 9-year-old black kid, depending on the crime, as an adult from 9 to 12. But here you got 18-year-old white kids, considered young men and women, and they're going inside of the schools killing us, going inside of the grocery stores killing us, going inside of our housing complex killing us. DJ Maton in Texas was shot by Brian Cloninger in his head. He was an 8-year-old boy. Now, how is he a danger to the common public? But you got Jews putting out these lies. Brothers and sisters, the state of Israel is where white police officers go to get training. And in these Jewish research, they said that the black population are the biggest threat to globalism. That's what they say. And they're training the white police officers. And here you got Farrakhan saying that you got good Jews and bad Jews, when the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad has already told you, don't trust that white man. See, this is the stuff that I'm concerned about. So this lady, Judge Hess, Susan Hess, and her dog, is her two-legged dog, Amy Green, had tried to have me arrested. They checked my book bag. I bought my book bag because I had my medical journals in it. And they had a black coon over there. Sister Goddess Nanu, peace. Solid Omo, peace. Thank you all for joining the show. And you had a black coon that said, let's check his bag. What are you checking my bag for? Bombs or what? I just opened an office. I would have to be an idiot with 21 years of federal service in the military. 21 years. I was a dumb, ignorant nut to join the military. And Dr. Khaled told me so. He told me so. You see? But that's what happened when you're under the sorcery of Farrakhan. My grandfather even told me not to join. I didn't even listen. And from the time I was in there, I caught hell. From the time I was in there, they literally trapped me to give me hell and would have destroyed my career in there. So I spent time trying to get years to fight back and clear myself, and which I finally did. And at that point, I had gotten out, and they offered me some more years. Why would I want to stay in an organization that does nothing for the black man? That's why today, I can't just tell them not to join, because that's subversion. That's subversion and it's treason. And they'll definitely put me behind bars for that. But what I can say, that if you're dumb enough to join a U.S. government military that is not protecting you while you're in there and won't protect you when you're out, then that's your business. But I was that dumb, and I pray that no one else is that dumb. Why do I say I was that dumb? because I went in as a human rights leader and joined the medical corps and medical logistics. And brothers and sisters, don't you know they were killing black folks in the military? White folks were killing them just like they're doing now. It's just becoming more public. They're talking about Vanessa Gillian. When I was in, they had killed and mutilated Lavinia Lynn Johnson. Lavinia Lynn Johnson. All you got to do is look it up. And we fought against it. And I even got angry with Barack Obama. We couldn't get any help, brothers and sisters. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you wonder why I'm on this tube or virtuality so often? It's because I know that there's work to do. And we don't have enough people that are willing to stand up and do the things that need to be done. We don't have enough people supporting us that's willing to stand up and do the work that needs to be done. And so I'm like Isaiah, when he could find no one else to fill the gap. Then I say, here I am, Lord, send me, I'll go. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm asking the Lord to send me, I'll go. And he's opened up the opportunity and bless you to be able to support me in my going. So these devils couldn't arrest me. I didn't have a criminal record or anything like that. They can't keep me from the courthouse because it's a public place and I'm a taxpayer. And so they tried to get a black sheriff to arrest me, but he knew me. And he knew that I wouldn't write on the back of a card, because this is what they said. They said I wrote on the back of a card, the back of my business card, that I wanted to kill all government officials. And I said, this is a lie straight from the pits of hell. And I didn't run, because when you're not guilty, you won't run. I didn't run. I told him, I said, well, take me to see my accuser. Isn't that what Jesus did? He wanted to see Pontius Pilate. Pontius was a judge. He said, take me to see my accuser. And I wanted to see my accuser. And don't you know that devil that had lied on me, her and her dog prosecutor wouldn't even look me in my face? Wouldn't even look me in my face to tell me that they had lied. But thank God this brother knew. He had already knew. And so God had delivered me from this lion's den and kept me in perfect peace. And that's why I tell you, brothers and sisters, you can always depend on God, because he'll give you the peace beyond human understanding. And so I know I stand out with a clear head, because I already know that anytime I go, that these devils are going to be coming for me. And so I'm going to be standing on God's side. And that's why I encourage you, stand on God's side so God will be on your side. And so you have to understand. You have to understand that we are at war. We are at war. And when we're at war on the plantation, you always have some old house nigga. He won't kill you, because the master will tell him, don't kill him yet. First thing we got to do is undo what he says. Undo what he says. I've had assassination attempts. Brother Tahaka know this. They can research it. I told them where to research it. I've had assassination attempts. They tried to get me in November the 28th, 2013. That was on Thanksgiving of that year. And it's a good thing that I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, because they would have got me at the home that my grandfather owns and the land that he owns in this certain place. And they had shot it up. The feds had shot it up. And so every now and then I go to visit that home, make sure that I'm in it. I've got repairs to do in that home. But they literally shot up the place and then said that it was a gang war. Said that I was involved in a gang war where the Crips and Bloods were fighting one another. Brothers and sisters, it was in 2013, 2014 that we brought the Crips together. The Crips and Bloods were brought together. And then these devils tried to cover it up by arresting Crips and Bloods and tried to get me to press charges. This is what we're dealing with. Complete devils that are complicit with house Negroes like Louis Farrakhan. And I said house Negroes, that's K-N-E-E-G-R-O-W-S, that'll have you down on your knees begging this man for your life when you should be up fighting with a gun in your hand and with a God on your side. I just want to tell you. And you shouldn't get afraid that I tell you to get a gun. You should be afraid that you don't have a gun. Because when these white kids are buying guns, who do you think they're buying them for? They're buying them for you. Who do you think the National Rifle Association is selling these weapons for? so that the misguided young brothers can kill each other, and the guided brothers will be able to defend themselves, because the National Rifle Association are giving the white kids guns, giving the white kids and white adult kids guns to shoot you and I down. So you got to defend yourself. Take the same Second Amendment right and defend yourself against these devils. That's why when I see people like Louis Farrakhan, who has deviated from the teaching, and other charlatans and frauds like Al Sharpton, and what's the lawyer's name? What's that lawyer's name? Benjamin such and such. I can't call his name. I'm going to call it. If y'all remember what his name is, just type it on in so that I can see it. But he runs around here doing these court cases and becoming a billionaire, because they got him there to win the court cases so that you won't have a public complaint. So that you don't have Benjamin Crump. That's right. They should call him Benjamin Trump. They should call him Benjamin Trump. And so, and not that I don't have any problem with him being a lawyer. All I'm saying is, start talking about people's Second Amendment rights. You know the law. You know the law. You know the law, and you're there. You know the law, and you're there. Stop telling people about their Second Amendment rights, and stop making it a celebrity action for parents who have lost their children, people who have lost their loved ones. You making it a celebrity action because you'll give them money when it won't bring the loved ones back, and still leave them at the mercy of white racists who are killing us. And I don't understand it, because that tells you how serious Congress is. Because when Dylan Roof went inside of that Charleston, South Carolina church and killed those black people, you have no law. And this boy went to jail unharmed. He went to jail alive. The young man the young devil that killed those black people in the grocery store here in Buffalo went home alive. Every white man that have committed these atrocious crimes have went to jail alive. What does that tell you? And they want to always blame it on a mental disorder. Well, hell, the black man has a mental disorder. We're victims of manic aggressive personality disorder brought on by slavery that the white man has done. And if we gave in to our mental disorder, and if we were as bad as they're making us out to be, why there'll be no white people left. There'll be no white people left if we were that bad. But I'm telling you that the white man is planting the seed to his own judgment. And right now, Minister Farrakhan ain't got long. I said he ain't got long. Minister Farrakhan ain't got long. One brother said it, a pregnant unarmed sister, Brother Solid almost said a pregnant unarmed sister was just shot. I mean, they are literally going through our community, killing us at will. Killing us at will. And you can find a real revolutionary that's going to say anything about it or carry the information or be active. That's what we're doing on this site. We're making sure that we're active so that we can speak out against these issues and organize. And I'm telling you that you have the Second Amendment right to exercise, to purchase a weapon, to keep beside you. And the more black people that have weapons, I'm telling you the same thing that I told the Black National Rifle Association that I organized in 2010. That came from the African American Defense League that Dr. Khalid Muhammad had organized in June of 1986. So I'm telling you the very same thing. The National African American Gun Association is a result of that organization. And we have more people with guns in that organization that are black than any other organization in the world. So I want you to join that organization, the National African American Gun Association. Join the Black National Rifle Association. And you can join the African American Defense League, which will make you a member of both of those organizations and get you a gun. Get you a gun, brothers and sisters. You need a gun with all this killing this man's doing to you and I, to our people. You need a gun. And it's a shame when a coward would shoot a pregnant, unarmed black sister. Now, what kind of threat does she pose? But that should tell you. That should tell you that the design of the weapon is to wipe you out. You're going to have to turn around that curse. You're going to have to turn it into a blessing. You're going to have to turn that curse into a blessing, brothers and sisters. And you are licensed by God and commissioned by God in this ministry to defend yourself. To defend yourself against one of the cruelest beasts that this world has ever seen. And that's this American white man, which works the Western global power structure. Who runs the Western global power structure and exercise oppression over all black people on this planet. Literally. And America is that power structure. And proof of which, they won't even take care of black veterans. We have the largest population of black veterans that any country and continent has ever had. Literally 180,000 black veterans that were educated in the military, that were trained in the military, that defended the rights of every American that is there. That defended us, both foreign and domestic. They get out of the military. If they don't know how to create employment for themselves, then it leaves them homeless. When you come from a war and come from an organization that is constantly bending your mind, then it causes mental issues among you. So you've got many black veterans dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. And they get angry with me for setting up a program to help black veterans because they're afraid that I'm indoctrinating them into the African American Defense League. Well, I wouldn't have to push them to the African American Defense League. The man already knows that when the white man is putting that much pressure on you, you got to have some place to go. And so that's what we do. We build the shelters. And I talked to you about FACES, which is FACES. And I'm going to type that in again. FACES. And to have you to understand what FACES actually is. And we'll go over it each time because I want you to be concentrating on these on that acronym. But it means food, it means assistance or administration, it means clothing, it means education, and it means shelter. And brothers and sisters, these shelters are going to come for us. Now, the easiest way to create these shelters is to find a home. Go to the county assessor's office inside of your community. Find an abandoned home or abandoned building. Renovate that abandoned building. Renovate it and get it renovated from brothers and sisters that want to donate. Let them donate their time and service and efforts to renovate that building, where you'll create a place where you can house our people that are out on the street and a safe place for them to go. And at the same time, we will come in and train. We have online training and physical training for those that get the certificate of teaching for us, which is called a life coach online, so that they can teach the brothers and sisters how to do renovate a building, how to do plumbing, how to do electrician, and teach them a job skill so that they're able to feed themselves. How to do horticulture, how to renovate property, and how to keep property, and to teach them how to have a job for themselves. And they're very thankful. And these people, we ask them that while they're working our program and doing the training, that they can renovate other buildings that can be gotten in the community. Now, the organization under the African American Defense League in that area, the monies you raise are yours. This is your money to be able to feed the people that you see. The program that you decide to set up is your program so that you can, keep up with the acronym FACES, that you're able to take care of the very people that need your program. So we ask that you would take those monies to take care of the people. But we also have food drives. If they can't give money, they can give food. If they can't give money, they can give clothes. If they can't get money, they can volunteer to teach an education skill, adult education, to teach some of them how to read and write and polish them up on their resumes and things of that nature. If they can't do that, then they can volunteer to run the library in the place. So the brothers and sisters will get educated. If they can't do that, they can involve themselves in the drug rehabilitation part of our program, which will help get people off of drugs, get the drugs out of their nose, get it out of their head, get the whiskey out of their head, so that they can think clearly and do something for themselves, or do for self-philosophy. And we teach the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and there are those that want Christian teaching. We teach Christian teaching too, because a good Muslim is a good Christian, and a good Christian is a good Muslim. And this is what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches, and this is what the Dr. E.C. Morris teaches, and this is what the Noble Drew Ali teaches, and this is what the Most Honorable Marcus Garvey teaches. All the leaders that we have before us are teaching the very same thing, and we have that one God. So we have Christian revolutionaries that are working with Muslim revolutionaries to bring about the change that we need to bring. And we teach you also gun laws, and we encourage that you purchase a gun so that you have something to defend yourselves. And we have security, people that volunteer security that are living there to take care of this place so that they won't be overrun by devils and demons. Now, we ask that when you find these buildings, that you find them in the black community, because only a fool will go to the white community and set up these kinds of services for your people, while the white man won't even let you do it. But if you set it up in our communities, then you're able to serve our people and find the areas that can use it. Set it up in areas that can use it. And we'll be coming out. We pray that we'll be able to come to Maryland very soon, come back to Maryland when we get reestablished with your help, come back to Maryland and start having open venues where we can teach these things. And my desire, my prayer is that Brother Taharka Bey, who is going to be setting up, and I think all praises be to God for Brother Minister Taharka Bey, who I believe will be setting up. And I've asked him, so he definitely said that he'll get on it. And I'm thankful for him and thankful for his network of people that will be helping us to set up these debate venues with Muslims that have learned the wrong knowledge, Muslims that have deviated under the teachings of the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I say that in all respect because they say he's honorable, but I think he's less than honorable. But since that's what they have decided to entitle him, and he's decided to entitle himself, then I'll give him that. But I won't be calling him the Mahdi. I won't be calling him the resurrection, because I don't believe that he's either the Mahdi or the resurrection, which is a direct teaching of heresy against the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and what Master Farad Muhammad taught him. So you can't have two Mahdis, but this is what they're doing. You have Minister Louis Farrakhan, who is bought into the Church of Scientology and about the teachings of the L. Ron Hubbard, a white devil, who stole these teachings from Master Farad Muhammad and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and have retaught them to ignorant brothers that are in the Muslim movement under the teaching of Minister Louis Farrakhan. Now, I've told you before, if you want to get some real teaching, you just listen to me on this show, or you and I definitely want you to keep listening to me on this show, but also go and pull a reference for the Most Honorable Silas Muhammad, who was the heir apparent to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was stationed in Houston, Texas. And there you have the lost found nation of Islam under the Most Honorable Silas Muhammad. So I want to tell you, when the white man said that Elijah had been stopped, when the white man said that it was the end of the Muslim movement, it was the end of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, this is a lie. When you hear Louis Farrakhan say that, use the excuse that whites will be welcome inside of the Nation of Islam, brother, this is a lie. When you hear him say that first the message went to the blacks and they didn't receive it, he called us the Jews, and then he said the message went to the Gentiles because we wouldn't accept it, then I want you to know that that is a lie. Because the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad says that the white man is indeed the devil. And brothers and sisters, this is what I believe. I believe that the white man is indeed the devil. And I don't have to tell you that the white man is indeed the devil, because every day and every second, every hour, every minute, every week, every month, and every year, you can see how devilish he is as he's killing you oppressing you, raising the prices on food, and giving you this GMO products, and trying to give you vaccines that is killing you, and giving you medicines that is killing you, putting you on ventilators in his hospital that is killing you. He's killing our black mothers and black children in the hospitals by the white doctors who are supposed to be serving the entire public. So I don't have to tell you that the white man is the devil. Brothers and sisters, you already know that the white man is the devil. I don't even have to tell you that. So I want to get you from under this misteaching that Louis Farrakhan is teaching. I want to get you under this misteaching that Nuri Muhammad is teaching, and I want to get you under these teaching and this research in chemology that Wesley Muhammad is teaching, and all of them are still under this auditing philosophy of Scientology from L. Ron Hubbard. Now, I want to talk about how the devil is using Nuri and Wesley Muhammad, who's under the sorcery of the demon, the biggest demon known to black people, Louis Farrakhan, Minister Louis Farrakhan, or as they say, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I want to explain it to you. Now, Wesley Muhammad has this book talking about gender benders, about marijuana. And I do agree that marijuana is bad for the body, and it is a gender bender. So I want you to know that I do agree. I do agree with his finding. But you don't have to go deep undercover to tell us about marijuana, because there are many of us in the nationalistic community that understand that. That's the first thing I want to say. And you putting this knowledge in a book is a device of the white man for those that don't know how to read, to not read the book and to not get the knowledge inside of the book. And you and I both know this is true. It's reverse racism done by melanated, lightly melanated, buttermilk Muslims, buttermilk colored Muslims that are the children of white and blacks, that are the children of white devils and black Muslims who are holding up the end of the bargain of their white employers. Proof of which, and I want you to check this, Wesley Muhammad works for a white man and a white corporation that Louis Farrakhan pointed out to him. And proof of which, Wesley Muhammad got permission from Louis Farrakhan to work for the white devil. Now, can you tell me how the hell you're going to fight the white man when you're working for him? Minister Louis Farrakhan has gotten a grant that is equivalent now to $1 billion from the white man to convert incarcerated brothers that have been in jail, to raise them from a dead level to a live one for the white man, because he's not doing it for the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And he's certainly not changing them, because this teaching he has include the white felon that's coming from prison as well, to reform them and make them Muslim. And you got black Muslims that are trying to defend these whites that are calling themselves black Muslims. And if you look at them, you know that they're white. And this is the reason why I say that I need your support to be able to debate Jane Elliott. Why am I saying that? Because Jane Elliott is teaching that all people are black. And if she's teaching that all people are black and working against the philosophy of the gun and attacking the philology of what it means to be black and white in America, then she's telling you that everything's all right. Put down your gun, put down your suspicion, put down your weapon, because the white man is a black man. And you and I both know this is dangerous teaching, because it makes you vulnerable. It makes you vulnerable for the killing. And the minute that you start letting white folks inside of the temple of Muhammad, then you'll begin to have black people being killed, black Muslims on a grand scale, which they're starting to be killed now. And Farrakhan can't do anything about it, because he's already bought in, he's already paid for, he's already bought out, he's already sold in and sold out. So he can't do anything about it. And these white people are literally killing at will. Now, I ask you, when's the last time you seen Minister Farrakhan say something against it? And some of the brothers are saying right now, well, you know, the minister's gotten old, so we can't expect that from him. When the minister was young, in 1985 and 86, he was saying one day. that the white man would be welcome inside of the Nation of Islam while he was young then. There's no difference in a young and old coon. Both of them are pointed in the wrong direction. Both of them are digging in the trash of the white man. And both of them are being fed, spoon-fed, and trash-fed by the white man. There's no difference. It's no different. Because he has deviated, brothers and sisters, from the teaching. In 1993, and I want you to check this. I want you to check this. In 1993, he pushed Khalid Muhammad out of the Nation of Islam for saying a speech that was defending him, where he defended Jews and Catholics, who are the number one enemy and the number one oppressor, the number one supporters of slavery against blacks, and the number one troublemakers against blacks as it relates to their economical situation. And our sisters asked a powerful question. Sister D asked a powerful question. Did the NOI show up in Buffalo, New York to support it? No, they didn't show up. They didn't show up. I can already answer that. And I checked it. They didn't show up. They didn't show up and probably didn't have the permission of Minister Farrakhan to show up. Because that would be putting them in an area where they should have been the entire time. Had Khalid Muhammad been alive, had they had Khalid Muhammad alive, had he been alive, you wouldn't have all these killings. You wouldn't have all of these shootings. You wouldn't have the black community in danger, because he would be doing the very thing that I'm doing now. Telling you to get a gun and start to protect your black homes, your black community, your black institutions, and protect your black holy self. He would be doing that now. So, you know, it is sad. Mighty sad. And I have regret, great regret, that I didn't see it sooner and couldn't put my finger on what was happening because I was so young and still under the sorcery of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But now today, I'm sharper, I'm older, I'm wiser. And as David said, our black brother out of the Old Testament, he said, when I was a child, I acted as a child. I spake as a child. I understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. And brothers and sisters, I've become a man now and put away childish things. And I've been speaking this debauchery, speaking against this debauchery of the Minister Louis Farrakhan since 1986. Even when I was working for Miss Coretta King, and you'll find out that many of them in the true movement of liberation, whether they be Christian or Muslim, you find out that they never really had much confidence in Louis Farrakhan. If it had not been for Khalid Muhammad, Minister Farrakhan would not have risen to the height that he's in today. But when he got to the place where he was taking the enemy's dollars and he decided to go mainstream, and he told Dr. Khalid about it, it messed his head up so much that he repeated it to us. And when he repeated it to us, his loyal soldiers, why it messed our head up so much. And so you saw Dr. Khalid at that point began to concentrate on nationalism. And this, brothers and sisters, well, he had already been familiar with nationalism and already supporting them through knowledge and teaching them through knowledge as he was recruiting them for the nation. But when he began to truly understand, then you see him building up a massive national army of black nationalism to defend black people against the killing that was happening in Texas. When we marched down the street, African American Defense League marched with, at that time, those that were following the Black Panther Party as related to Dr. Khalid Muhammad. We marched in Texas, fully armed, and many people saw the picture where you see me behind him. It's a grainy picture because Dr. Khalid would not allow and didn't want me involved in too many of the scrimmages because he wanted me in his private inner circle doing research and seeing everything that happened and going over these things. As I kept close notes and tight cropped notes of everything that he was trying to train us on and how he wanted us to be as soldiers. And he never liked anyone that liked glamour. And you'll see, and if you don't believe this, you just check, because Steve Coakley talks about it as well, that during the time we were there, he would rip holes in Malik Zulu Shabazz, because Malik Zulu Shabazz had a desire to be noticed. And he said this will be the number one thing that the white man will use to destroy the movement that I'm creating. And if you search, you'll find out that this is true. And the white man, once he tried to denote Malik Zulu Shabazz as the heir apparent, January 2001, January the 18th, 2001, soon you saw 3 weeks later, 4 weeks, almost 4 weeks later, on January the 18th, rather February the 18th, 2001, when Dr. Khaled had been poisoned somewhere around 3 to 6 o'clock, and further poisoned in Marietta, Georgia, further poisoned at 12 o'clock, where Malik Zulu Shabazz, Hashim Nzinga, and Sister Nefertiri, who was to be his new wife, had waited 8 to 10 hours before they called the ambulance. And so that's why I tell you about Malik Zulu Shabazz, who is an ardent supporter of Minister Louis Farrakhan, who has also spoke against Minister Louis Farrakhan. You'll see this devil hopscotching back and forth. He's a demon, rather, because the devil is the white man and the demon is the black man who works for the white man who has no power. But you'll see this demon going crisscross, destroying every movement that black folks are putting together. When you see Crystal Muhammad, that's over the Black Panther Party now, you'll see them carrying guns, unloaded guns, to a demonstration where they're not going to use the gun, not one iota, not going to defend nothing, not going to kill nothing, not going to let anything die, not going to bust a grape in a fruit fight, but yet they're carrying these weapons unloaded and putting black people in further danger. Proof of which, she's even getting her own men arrested. Because when the police tried to attack them and they attacked the police, Crystal Muhammad walked with her hands up as her own men were being beat down by the police, white police. And you can go back and find this. Brother Taharka knows it, and many other true, real revolutionaries know it, and you can know the same thing if you research these facts. And that's why I give you the facts. The day that Malik Zulu Shabazz had stepped down as leader of the New Black Panther Party, he had visited Louis Farrakhan prior to that. He had visited Minister Louis Farrakhan, attended one of the meetings that he was having at the mosque in Chicago, the National Mosque in Chicago, and left from there. On the radio, he had denounced his leadership in the Black Panther Party because this is what his financiers wanted. He had received a massive amount of money, and you can research this, a grant to run the program, a government grant to run his program, a quote unquote program for the homeless. And he stepped down. Now, how can a man, if he's receiving money from the government, do you and I any good in fighting for black nationalism? Why? He can't do it. You can't do it. But he come before you and I and wants to stand as a victor of black nationalism. The minute he stepped down and Hashim Nzinga was instituted as a leader, that happened in October. In November the 28th, 2013, there was an assassination attempt on my life because I told Malik Zulu Shabazz that we were investigating him in the death of Dr. Khaled. We were investigating Hashim Nzinga in the death of Dr. Khaled, and that they were not fit to lead any Black Panther Party, any new Black Panther Party, because this was for the defense of the people, and they were in question on the murder of Dr. Khalid Muhammad. So you can't have these kind of leaders with evil rapport. You can't have them over our people, brothers and sisters. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is that it compromises us when we have people like Malik Zulu Shabazz and Louis Farrakhan, who was friends with James Best. I keep going back to this because if you listen to James Best, he is still egotistical in the support of Louis Farrakhan. Still egotistical in the support. This is the same man that was implicated as the invisible gun in black research and white in the death of the Honorable Minister Malcolm X. This is a fact. The same man killed his own brother, his own blood brother, for supporting Minister Malcolm X and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The same man, when Louis Farrakhan gave the death sentence to Minister Malcolm in an article he wrote called Hypocrite. The same man that had Louis Farrakhan that had said that Minister Malcolm's tongue should be cut out and mailed to the messenger. The same man that said such a man as Minister Malcolm is worthy of death and bragged about it on many occasions from 1995 to 1997, even at the death of the Most Honorable Sister Betty Shabazz. This man, Louis Farrakhan, that the white man has to blind you and I, is friends with James Best, the very man that is guilty of murder, guilty of assassination, and guilty of assassination attempt. That when he shot Dr. Khaled in 1995 in California, Los Angeles, when he shot him, brothers and sisters, and we were there, this man was protected by the white devil. Protected by the white devil. Protected by the white devil. When our brothers were stomping him out, when we had a stomp fest and literally almost stomped him to death, these white devils protected him. When is the last time that you've seen any white devil protect a black man? Don't you know he's an agent? Anytime a black man could kill black people at will and be released, don't you know he's an agent? Don't you know he's an agent? And this man is a friend of Louis Farrakhan, who is popular and known to white people and known to the government and the original nation of Islam, of the lost and found Muslim. That Farrakhan is known for killing Minister Malcolm X, for giving the signal to the death of Minister Malcolm. The government, to tell you how much they hate us and don't trust us, even how much they don't trust the blacks that are working for them, they gave the brothers that pull the weapons or pull the guns, they gave them blanks. This is how much they didn't even trust them to carry it out. And while they were aiming the weapons at Minister Malcolm and hitting him with shards of blanks, and this is the strap that they found in his chest, the scrap metal that they found in his chest, you'll find that the FBI and CIA had men shooting Minister Malcolm from the top of the Audubon Ballroom on a scale above Minister Malcolm, and he had bullets going downward in his chest. And this is from the Freedom of Information Act. All you have to do is check it. All you have to do is check it. We are in danger because we have agents hiding among us in plain sight. Brothers and sisters, we have agents hiding among us in plain sight. And we have to defend ourselves with truth, justice, and your God, and don't leave your gun. We have to defend ourselves. We have to defend ourselves against liars and speakers of half-truths and professional liars. Professional liars like Minister Louis Farrakhan. It's a shame, brothers and sisters. And Jane Elliott is also a friend of these liars and is a white woman. And you see all these black people following her. I saw T.I. cooning. T.I. was cooning, following Louis Farrakhan. He was cooning, following also Jane Elliott. It's a shame. Well, he's thanking this woman for coming on this show. I mean, that's our problem. We got too many happy and thankful Negroes. That when the white man invites you to coffee or invite you to dinner for something to eat, all you got to do is turn the dinner down. But these Negroes can't do it because you're having a dinner with the master. You're having dinner and coffee with boss. When all you got to do is turn it down. All you have to do is turn it down, but you're having dinner with boss. Having dinner with the enemy that will give you any amount of money to get you to sell out and to buy in and to sell in and to invest in this system of racism. This man's time is up. Don't you know that? That Jamestown was started in 1603, and in 2003 his time is up. But you got people still hanging on to Egypt. You got people like Lot's wife. They're still looking back, wishing they were in Sodom and Gomorrah. And God is delivering you and I today. He is delivering you and I today, brothers and sisters. He has delivered us already. And all we have to do is get on God's side. Because God is already on our side. And if you get on God's side, God will be on your side. That's all we got to do. But we're afraid of the white man. Don't fear the white man. Fear God. Brothers and sisters, fear God. To all of the Muslims that's under Farrakhan's teaching, don't fear Minister Farrakhan. You already know that in the word it says fear is not of God. He said, I haven't given you the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and of a sound mind. Because ultimately, God, your creator, my creator, is the only one that has a heaven, understand what I'm saying, or hell to put you in. Now, you will put yourself in hell listening to that white man. But the minute you start to do for self and change the mentality of other ignorant brothers and sisters, then you will begin to be in the heaven that God created you to be in. Because you will liberate your mind, liberate your hands, liberate your feet to be doing holy things like building up other brothers and sisters and raising them up from a dead level to a live one, getting the whiskey out of their head, getting the drugs out of their system, getting the cocaine out of their nose, so that you are able to raise them up from death unto life. And brothers and sisters, that's good news. That's good news. That's good news. And this is the teaching of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and all other serious spiritual leaders that had come before us. You know, I saw someone do a story on Booker T. Washington the other day. And many of them don't know that Booker T. Washington, like Farrakhan, was receiving money from the federal government and impeding black institutions from really being institutions of power. I just thought I'd tell you that. And some said, well, that's why I went for, what's the gentleman's name that Booker T. Washington debated with, that did the talented 10th, W.E. Du Bois. But W.E. Du Bois was receiving money from the white man too. He thought that there had to be a selective amount of black people to be successful. And the white man ended up running him out of America and sending him over to what is present-day Ghana. And that tells you. And here this man and did everything the white man told him. And the white man, when he got what he wanted, he didn't want him around. Telling you, brothers and sisters, that's why integration is a fluke. Liberalism is a fluke. These white folks and black people go around talking about liberalism, They're over in Atlanta right now fighting for voting rights. Why the white man said you had voting rights. He said you was free. That's what he said. Said you was emancipated, you had voting rights, and then the man said that you was free. He said that you could be counted as a citizen. And it's crazy because when you read it, when you read that article where he says that the black man can be counted for his vote, counted as a free man for his vote, he only counted you as 3/5 of a person. So it took 2 black men to vote, where it took 1 white man to vote for his vote to count. I'm just telling you what kind of devil you're dealing with. That's all. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to tell you that the white man is a devil, is a devil, is a devil, is a devil. And somebody, they're probably saying right now, every time you talk, brother, you're talking about the white man, the white man, the white man. Well, it's the white man that enslaved you. It's the white man that beat you and hung you and drug you. It's the white man that was kidnapping you from Africa. It's the white man that was keeping you in oppression. The white man that wanted to keep you on his farm to run his plantation, the physical plantation. It's the white man, when he said you was free, they gave you land and then double charged you for the work of the land, triple charged you, quadruple charged you for the work of the land, where you couldn't even get out of a homestead. You couldn't even get out of having this land as sharecropping. And so he made you a slave until you paid off the debt that he said you owed in sharecropping, which was another level of slavery. After they abolished that, then it was the white man, because you couldn't pay him with sharecropping, that sent you to prison. So they took the 13th Amendment that should have ended slavery and sent you to the plantation to be a sharecropper. And when you couldn't pay the bill, he put you in prison where the government was getting free sharecropping and free factory work done. This is the white man. It was the white man that caused you trouble. It's the white man that won't be fair in the employment and education system. This is the white man. It's the white man that want to control your religion. The white man is doing that. So you said the white man, the white man, the white man. And I'm saying the white man, the white man, the white man, because the white man is your trouble. The white man is your trouble. Now, brothers and sisters, I want you to certainly continue to support. We need your support today. And without it being too embarrassing, I want to tell you that your support is helping us make it from day to day. Because, again, they've worked against my clinic, worked against me getting clients and things of that nature. So anytime you see me now, you'll see me pushing to do this every day. And I still see our black people for free. I provide free mental health services. I'm a psychiatric clinician, also a clinical pastoral education. I have that. Also, I'm a Christian counselor. So you have ACPE, you have, which is Association of Clinical Pastoral Education. You have Christian counseling, which I do that because a good Christian is a good Muslim is a good Christian. And I have black pastors that'll work with me, that is helping me be able to do that. And I'm a psychiatric clinician where I do cognitive behavioral therapy and understanding of black trigger mechanism to be able to help our people that way. And I use it for research so that I can write my books. I also write books. So when you donate that money that you donate, I don't care how small it is. I've told you, if it's 50 cents or whatever you can donate it. Put it through Cash App. If you look, it should be up there where you say, please, you see, please support. And if it's not up there, then I'll make sure I put it in. But I believe it's up there so that you will be able to see it. If you go to the top where you see my name and you'll see, please support. All you have to do is look there. And I believe I have it also pinned where you're able to support. And you'll be sending it to this Cash App that I'm putting in here now. You'll be sending it, and I'd be lying if I say I don't need support, because I do. And I'm thankful for everything that you do, because I'm going to stand over here and preach truth. If it's the last thing I do, I'm going to preach it. And I know the white man is mad right now. When we come together like this, he's mad. He's mad, brothers and sisters. And you got black demons that are mad too, because proof of which Minister Louis Farrakhan's Muslims are working against me. And I remember even when we were in New York, When we with Dr. Khaled, we end up fighting Muslim. And I tell you, I hate it. I hate going against any black brother that's in the Muslim movement, whether he be under the false teachings of Minister Louis Farrakhan or whether he be under the true teaching. But I've never had to fight a Muslim that's being truly taught. You only have to fight Muslims that are misguided. And see, it wasn't the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that had killed Minister Malcolm. Brothers and sisters, I'm trying to tell you, this is the truth. He sent out a bulletin that they were supposed to leave Minister Malcolm alone because he told Minister Malcolm to put out the fires that he had started so that he could come back in the nation. So when you hear them say he was trying to keep the house that was firebombed, brothers and sisters, this is not true. This is not true. Him and Sister Betty X was in the process of buying the house, which they did buy the house and raised the money to buy the house in two speeches. One they did in Detroit in December of 1964, and the other, as you know, our brother corrected me on the second date, on February the 14th, 1965. He had just left Detroit, where he had been meeting there to talk about black nationalism, where he had also spoke about his honor and his duty to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and how he respected the training that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad had given him. So you and I both know from that he was on his way back into the nation, and this is common knowledge. And not only that, at 12 years of age, and you'll research me, you'll find this, that I've been on the scene a long time. The white man would just keep me invisible to you. But in 1986 to 1988, I also did a report on Sister Betty X, where she admitted that her problem was with other jealous, envious Muslims, and that it was not with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So, whereas there was confusion in the camp, I want you to know that the white man was behind the black hands that were doing this evil. I'll say that again. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was not guilty of the killing of Minister Malcolm X because he was afraid for his own life. Proof of which they were poisoning him with cortisone. If you get my book, Who Killed Minister Malcolm X and Why? I have part 1 and part 2, and there's a part 3 and part 4 that is being finished. You will see accurate information. Accurate information. Also, I had the chance to meet before he passed. In 1992, I had the chance to meet Brother Alex Haley, who I also did a report from 1988 to 1991. Was able to do a report with him, and he gave me permission to get the epilogue and write the information of the epilogue of Minister Malcolm that he had recorded, that they were not allowed to be put in the book. He gave me this epilogue, and it was very plain, and he gave me the key to a lot of misunderstanding in the epilogue and told me exactly what happened, and you'll see that I keep that epilogue in, which is the events. Epilogue means the events that happened to Minister Malcolm on up into his assassination. You'll see that I have written perfectly that epilogue and have recorded perfectly times and dates and accuracy in that epilogue that tells you what Minister Malcolm told him. It tells you what Minister Malcolm told his own wife, that when he's killed, that it would be a collaboration of those in the Muslim movement and also the American government. And he was very complicit with the names of those that were going to kill him, because this information was given to him from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad once he found out, who told him to come back in the Muslim movement to be protected, and also come back in the Muslim movement after he put out the fires that he had started. And this is the truth, brothers and sisters. What I want you to know is there's no way the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad would have told the brothers to destroy a man that was instrumental to him because of his sincerity to delivering black people. There's no way he would have done that. So I want to tell you this, that you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run them up, tucked and tied and told. You've been dragged and drugged by a man that calls himself honorable, that is less than honorable, because he is constantly misleading our people and turning us over to the white man. Proof of which, Minister Louis Farrakhan is not well now. Even the people in his own camp is talking about it, have given us this knowledge. And brothers and sisters, what I'm asking you is, where do you think we will be and what is going to happen when Minister Farrakhan dies, seeing that in the March of 1995 and the March of the anniversary 20 years later, how he has misled us, brothers and sisters, and took us back 50 years. He has misled us and has made us vulnerable, talking this foolishness about white people joining the Nation of Islam. I think not, sir. Oh, I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. This is not the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And brothers and sisters, we got to have some place that the white man can't get in. Some place that he's not welcome. Some place that he can't feel comfortable. After we are teaching this knowledge and putting fire where it belongs on his behind, they have to have some place that the white man can't get in. And so, brothers and sisters, I tell you that we're in a very much need to get this knowledge out, and we're very close to what we have to do. And that's why I say I'm running a type of marathon. You'll see me coming on. I'll be going strong for these 2 weeks on this Black Liberation Theology revival, to tell our people the truth and to set the groundwork, brothers and sisters, to set the groundwork for the debates that we have coming, where I'll be debating these Muslims under Minister Farrakhan. I'll be debating these Muslims in open public with knowledge, with receipts that you can check, with information that you can find and you can get. And don't forget, if you get my book, you'll have all of this information already there. If you get the books, and I have a lot of books out there, and I've given the link to where you can find it. And I'm going to try to get this link, find the link again, so that I can give you this information, so that you will have it to be able to post the link where you could get these books, because it's very important. And it's my way of thanking you for the donation and it is the truth that we can put out. And anytime somebody is coming to you with something, they should be able to tell you the whole truth and not give you any half truth. So when you know the truth, that you're able to understand and able to move accordingly. Because I tell you this, the white man is not going to give you the total truth. And I also tell you this, I tell you that a Negro who is deaf, dumb, and blind doesn't know what he wants. See, I understand today, I know what's going on. You and I, we both want freedom. You and I both want justice. You and I want equality. And whether you know it, we want total submission unto God, what we're doing for ourselves and building up the black kingdom around the world. Isn't what the old folks say in their song, that Satan, we're going to tear your kingdom down. They said, Satan, we're going to tear your kingdom down. You've been building your kingdom all over this land. But that's all right, because Satan, we're going to tear your kingdom down. And brothers and sisters, that's what God has called us to do. He's called us, he called you and I, to tear down the kingdoms of Satan. That's what we're supposed to do. And we can't do it by supporting the devil's entities. We can't do it by supporting his entities. The only way that we can do it is by standing up and being the men and women that God has called us to be, and to tear down his kingdom that way. That if we're standing up and we're building our own hospitals, building our own birth centers, building our own car lots, building our own houses, so that we'll be able to sell houses to our brothers and sisters at affordable rates, and in return, they can take this money and re-pull it in the black community. We need to have our own banks, our own lending institutions, and we can do this as emissaries, as long as they are attached to our religious institution, brothers and sisters, and attached to nonprofit associations. We can give our people loans and grants from our own banks, and we get enough people to contribute. And so we need to have our own grocery stores There's no way that we can successfully boycott Walmart and things of this nature. There's no way that we can successfully stand up against the controlling powers of the man if we don't build our own grocery stores to start getting fresh produce. And we don't have to have big buildings to do this. When you look at Walmart, this man, Sam Walton, who's come from Bentonville, Arkansas, he started out of his house. I say he started Walmart out of his house. He tried to get his white friends to go along with it. There's the link. I just sent in the link where you can send the Cash App and also where you can get the books. If you look, you can get books on that link. If you go in, you can definitely get books on that link. You should be able to go in and get books on that link. And if you have any trouble with it, please let me know. But the Cash App is also there, $LiberationGroup. But you shouldn't have any problems going in there to get the link to the area where you can get the books. Excuse me, brothers and sisters, I just tried it. And the link is operable, so you shouldn't have any troubles going there. But what I want to tell you is that if we can build up our own institutions where we're able to serve our own people, if we need, thank you, Sister D, and everyone else, please donate. Thank you very much. I need as much as you can bless me with. I'm thankful for it, and it will be used. And if we can get brothers and sisters to open their homes, you can start a grocery store in the front room of your home. Start a grocery store, and this income that you get will be going out in the black community. Now we got a savings place coming up. We got a certified public accountant that is willing to train other individuals that are responsible with money to be able to set up lending associations. But we want the individuals that have businesses already, individuals who understand what money market is and things of that nature. You'll be able to lend to brothers and sisters who need loans. You'll be able to give it to them when they need money in the community. They may need only $50 to get some fuel. May only need a small amount of money to get some groceries for the house. Small amount of money to pay one bill. And this lending institution that we can put inside of our own private pawn shop. And we'll have to have security to protect the brothers and sisters there, because you already know that some of our people are sick and they'll cut you and shoot you for the smallest thing. So we have to protect ourselves, you understand, until we're able to get the drugs out of the system, until we're able to get the self-hate out of their head, get the whiskey out of their head, and get the cocaine out of their head, and get all the bad teaching, the miseducation away from them, so that they'll be able to come and enjoy these things that we're building up. But other than that, we can do these things in our community. And it's for our people, for us, by us. We got to have a FUBU type mind. For us, by us. For black folks. For black folks. And some people are saying right now, well, the white man money spend too, or the white man can come in and borrow a loan from. You can be a fool if you want. That white man, when you borrow something from you, you'll never get it back. If he steals from his own institutions, if he'll file bankruptcy and won't pay back his own loans, what do you think he'll do to our lending association? And again, this is for black people, by black people. We don't want any white people involved. We don't want to help any devils. Don't help any devils in what we're doing. Now, brothers and sisters, if you'll entertain me just a little while, if you'll entertain me, then I want our sister Joanna X to come before us if she's ready. And I pray that she is ready to come before us. Sister Joanna X, to come on in and to talk to us about the products that she's selling. Sister Joanna X, to come in and talk to us. And I'm going to get up and let her open this small studio we have, which is my office, to let her come in and explain these things to us so that we can understand. She's selling some things that's good for us, good treatment for us, for our skin, toothpaste. This is organic material and all of that will help us. And ask you all. She also talked about home births, safety, and she also has a book to put out about that can help us. But I'll let her come before you to give her products on this short commercial what have you. And then I want to come back and tell you another few things for about 10 minutes. And then we're going to leave, and I'll also do the announcement about what Brother Tahark and I are setting up for you. So if you just give me a moment, I'll bring our sister in so that you can hear what she has for us and the great work that she's doing for Black people. So one moment. Go ahead.
Greetings of peace, love, and enlightenment. I am dressed down today, so excuse me. And let's see, what do we have here? I see Dee. How you doing, Dee? So I'm just gonna let you all know a little bit about what I do here. I know he mentioned a couple of things, but if you do want to visit my website, I'm going to drop it in the chat box here. It's goddessnotnew.com. And I am enrollment is open for our free birth class. Enrollment is open for our virtual homeschool co-op. Also, if you want, you can purchase the book on free birth. If you don't know what free birth is, let me educate you really quickly. Free birth is, you know what? I can just read it right on from the book. The book is not too long, but it's packed full of information. It's the textbooks that we use for my free birth class. And free birth is pretty much intentionally giving birth without the assistance of a medical professional. That includes a midwife. It's debatable whether or not that includes a doula. Some free birthers are fanatical, and they do believe that a doula or anything like that is, no longer free birth. I'm not that fanatical, but I do understand the concepts. Women who free birth, you should be competent and you should be healthy. So health is a big part of free birthing. Getting yourself healthy if you're not healthy, so that you can birth at home without a medical professional. Birth is not an emergency. If you didn't know, birth is not an emergency until it's made an emergency. And you'll get all that information in the book. But long story short, our women and our babies are dying in the hospitals right now, by the droves. If you want to find out what those rates are in your state, you can pull that up online, or you can go to thebirthguru.org, which is my nonprofit's website. And birth should be natural. It should be natural. We don't consult the doctor whenever, unless you're having health issues. You don't consult the doctor in order to get pregnant. So, you really don't need to consult them when you're giving birth. Unless you're unhealthy, again. And I do recommend that if you have to consult a doctor, that you do find you someone who's Black, because they are killing us in the hospitals. And I can't say that enough, because I will have women come into my groups and still insist on going to the hospitals. And, all these bad things happen, and they want to come back and report about all these bad things that happen to them. And, I'm not trying to be harsh or anything like that, but you are ultimately responsible for this being that you're bringing into the world. You need to hold yourself accountable, and you need to be competent when you give birth. You need to know what you're doing, and not put it in somebody else's hands and then wondering why all this stuff happened to you. Okay. And that's a part of why women are struggling postpartum with postpartum depression and things like that. Now, that being said, it is important. I understand that a lot of our women are not supported. A lot of you do not have space to birthing at home, those who there are women in poverty, I do hear from you all as well. I understand that that is an issue. That is why we are working, and my nonprofit is working to build local support systems, especially in those 6 states in which um, in which the mortality rates are higher. If you don't understand what a mortality rate is, that's pretty much the death rate. The death rate in your state for moms and babies dying. Of course, that's natural. Sometimes babies will die. There's nothing anybody could do about it. However, we're not talking about something that's natural. We're talking about a rate that is astronomical and is the highest. We're number one on the list, and we have the best equipment as far as developed countries. So this is not something to take lightly. And you know, just getting a doula, that's not enough. Y'all need to understand what's going on with your bodies. You need to understand hospital interventions and how they can affect your birth. And you need to understand the spiritual implications, the physical implications of the things that you're doing out here. Because you're bringing a life into the world. And, we can talk all day about Black power, but if you don't care about the child that you're bringing to the world, ain't no point. Who is the power for? We're trying to secure a future for our children and our children's children. So those people that we're bringing into the world, they need to be healthy, and we definitely want them to be alive. No, the rate is alarming. Absolutely, Didi. It's absolutely alarming. And it's been an issue for a while now. And believe it or not, those rates have not decreased. We have a lot of Black organizations working on the issue. Supposedly, they have a lot of doula trainings available, but however, those things are failing us. They're failing us. And they're failing us because we're still not competent. Sending you somebody to mediate for you who also may not be competent is not going to help you. That's not going to help you at all. You need to be competent. And you need to stay out of the hospitals. And I'm not afraid to say that. That's what you need to be telling people, to stay out of the hospital if possible. Now, if they have a health issue, then we need to work on our health and not take that lightly. I mean, if your health is not good, you really shouldn't even be giving birth. We really need to take care of ourselves as women, period, and learn what foods are good for your body, et cetera, et cetera. All those things should be learned in adulthood, in womanhood, before you marry, before you give birth, and all of that. But I understand everybody doesn't go that route, and therefore we need some solutions, because we can't just continue on allowing our Black women and our Black babies to die in these hospitals. And we do need brothers to step up as well. We need y'all to step up to protect these women. If they have to go to the hospital, we need brothers there. So, I am looking for people in your local area. If you want to advocate in your local area, please, I have some jobs for you to do. I have some roles for you to fulfill. Even if it may not be on our target state list, we can still get it started in your area. Absolutely. If you want to be a liaison in your area and get the ball rolling, absolutely, please go ahead and do that. I don't need to, I can't do everything. That's impossible. It's going to take all of us working together as a team. So if you're interested in that, again, I dropped the website. Go to the website, thebirthguru.org. All the information's there. You're welcome to reach out to me. I am very, very busy. I may not be able to respond to phone calls or text messages right away, but I will get to you. I believe that each and every one of you is very important to what we need and what we're doing. I don't believe anybody is insignificant. Nobody with black skin is insignificant to me. If you're a melanated individual, you are not insignificant. Now, if you're a sellout or a coon, you may be a casualty, but that doesn't mean you're insignificant, okay? That means we need to get you out of the way so you don't destroy what we're doing, because that means your power is working in the wrong direction. And So we are looking for help on that. You can go to the website and see where you can get in, where you can fit in. Because if we don't care about our babies, and we don't care about black mamas, then we're at a loss. There's nothing to fight for. What is there to fight for if we're not fighting for black mothers and black children? That means our future doesn't matter. So we all have to care about our future, and that starts with our children. You could join also on that website. You'll see information for the virtual homeschool co-op for those of you who need support with homeschooling. It is free. All you have to do is teach a class. We have wonderful classes. We become like a family. So definitely you'll get the support that you need. And I do recommend, they're shooting up the schools right now. It's not going to get better, you guys. Don't be delusional. It's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse until we are in our rightful place of power. Political power, economic power. I understand we've been physically liberated. We need to now be economically liberated. We need to be socially liberated and politically liberated. Okay. So there's a lot of work to be done. So, feet on the ground, let's take some action. And we need all the support we can get. Absolutely. And, if you can't, if you need services, I am open to bartering as well. I understand, hey, the struggle is real out there. I understand that, but we all have something we can offer. So, anytime you need something from anybody, I'm not just talking about myself, always have something that you can offer. You hear me? You need to always have something you can offer. You need to be able to trade something, whether it be your volunteering, your services, your support, your marketing, whatever you can do. You need to be giving them back something, because we're not going to survive out here with everybody with their hand out. I know the struggle is real, but we're not going to survive if everybody's walking around with their hand out. So we all need to put in the work. We all need to give our best foot forward, because we are interdependent. It's going to take all of us working together. Peace.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. I appreciate that. And thank you for having my queen to come forth. I love her so much. Sister Joanne X is doing great work. She also has products, skin products, and you see all that stuff on the site, and I use it. And so, if it can make somebody like me look handsome, then imagine what it would do for everyone else.
Skin products not on there yet.
And so the head and toe cream, I use that personally, but that will be on the site. She said she don't have that up yet, but it will be on the site. So I'm very, very, very thankful for that.
Customized.
And also, she said she had it perfectly customized for everyone who needs it. So also want to thank everyone that's come on the site. The last thing I want to say to you is that we're going to build up. We're building up support for the debate. And Brother Taharka, is helping us. He's helping us in this, helping us to build up and all of that. And everything that I do, me and the sister do it together. So I thank you for the patience that you've given to me. And I extend that same gratitude to the sister, because we work together as a team. So you got a black man and a black woman standing beside each other. The white man says behind every great man is a great woman. But the knowledgeable black man, the wise black man from the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, says that no nation can rise any higher than his woman, and beside that man is his woman. So we're thankful. We know that the black woman is our equal. She's our equal. She's not beneath us. She's not above us. She's not below us, but she's our equal. She stands beside us, and the scriptures tell us, even in the Christian Bible, says that she is a helpmeet. And so that means somebody to help you meet all the demands that you have in front of you. So each person here tonight, I know that some of you are going to buy books later, but I'm just asking you to if you do a weekly donation for us on the site. I'm just asking this because I know a daily donation could be just horrible, but a weekly donation of $5. Now you can break that up a day, but I'm asking each of you to do a weekly donation of $5. That's not very bad, is it? When you go to the Christian church, they're asking you for $20 and $30. I'm not asking you that for that, brothers and sisters. And I'm not even teaching my own knowledge. I'm teaching the knowledge of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I just need your support so I can continue to teach it, because I've been teaching and doing a good job. And thanks to you, I've been able to stay on. And this devil is just giving me hell. So I told you about some of the life experiences. And you know, as I admitted, there's been assassination attempts on my life. And you can go on the web and see this. 2013, 2014, 2015, in 2016 and 17. You'll see that. And they tried to say that it was accident each time. Several of them were police shootings up close, saying that they had mistaken me for someone else. And then, of course, in 2013, when I was teaching for the Black National Rifle Association, they tried to kill me in Maryland, in Clinton, Maryland, which Brother Taharka knows there's nothing but country area right there with Brandywine. So they said it was a gang war, and so it was just a plain lie that they were trying to take me out. And in several of the times I was in federal holding, I want to tell you that one of the times Barack Obama had me released. One of the good things he did, but one of the Democratic National Committee told me that they didn't want anybody dying on their watch, and that they didn't want me in federal holding, and also they couldn't hold me because they didn't have a criminal record on me. This came from the Democrat devil, right down in Dixiecrat. And you and I both know that a Democrat is nothing but a Dixiecrat. And so the Republicans even did the same thing, wanted to get me out of there. When I was in holding, had me in holding when Clinton was president, and which I've helped them on this campaign before, and was sent there by Dr. Khaled to study the Democrat and to let him know exactly what was going on, everything that I could find out. That's the kind of leader that he was. I'm just telling you. He was not flying by the seat of his pants. You were dealing with an organized man. And you were dealing with a man that loved Mr. Muhammad. And you were dealing with a man that was loyal to the ministry of Mr. Muhammad, and a man that was loyal to the teachings of Minister Malcolm X as it relates to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and a man that defended Minister Malcolm X and defended the family of Minister Malcolm X, and always sent us in silent security whenever Sister Betty X was going anywhere, whenever Sister Coretta King was going anywhere, and any other black leader that you could think of, he divided us to make sure that we were giving them proper protection. And you can go back and find out that these things are true. And what I'm telling you is true. And I want you to have the receipts so that you can find it and find out where it comes from. So I want you to know that I love you. I'm thankful for your support. I'm thankful for your participation and you coming to view the site. And I want to thank those of you that are liking the page. And I want to thank those of you that are liking the channel, and those that are sharing the channel and telling other people that there's a brother that is standing up, that's trying to teach the righteousness of God, the righteousness of the work of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the righteousness and the proper representation of every other leader that comes from every other denomination that is teaching the righteousness of God. Because I understand that we're all the same, we're all on the same side, we're all of God's people, and that we all have to move into being liberated together. We all have to move into freedom together. And we can't do it one without the other. And we got to stop letting the white man play us one against the other. And the last thing I want to say is this, is that be prayerful that we can get the debate against Jane Elliott, who is out teaching this same knowledge as a white person, and has an advantage. Here she is, they're upholding her. Black folks are upholding her for teaching black knowledge. We don't need a white person to tell us about the bondage that we're under, or the oppression that we're under, or think that they're holding the banner for us and ridiculing white people. Why, she's white and we're under the danger. Most of the time you'll see that we've been in danger from listening and letting white people in the camp that is always spoken like they're lambs. And by the time that we wake up, we find out that they're wolves. And anytime you find a lamb that will lay with a fox, you'll find out that the lamb ended up being the lamb chop at the fox's table and in the fox's plate, his dish. And anytime you find a lamb that will run out of the arms of the fox, that will go over into the arms of the wolf, then he ended up being the lamb chop that's on the wolf's table and in his dish. So we're asking that you continue to support us. Everyone that can hear me, everyone that made a like, everyone that is under the sound of my voice, I'm asking you to donate today, please. $5 this week. And I want to ask you for another $5 until the following week so that you can support us. You will be supporting us as they tried to kill every way that I could possibly take care of my family, make money, that me and the sister will be able to be all right and take care of the children. So I'm asking you for that. And I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. So thank you very much for all that you do. And I definitely certainly want to thank you to participate. And any questions that you have, remember the books that you can buy, and just remember the Cash App for the things that you can stop and donate. And please help us set thank you very much, sister. I definitely appreciate that. We definitely can use that. And I want to definitely thank you for everything that you've done and everything that you're doing. I appreciate it very much. And may God continue to bless you and the peace of God shine upon you. And may peace be unto you. I say to the Christian, if you're Muslim, I say assalamu alaikum, which is an Arabic term, which means also peace be unto you. And if you're the atheist, I say that I love you and peace be unto you as well, because I know that you just don't know any better. And so you can certainly make a donation of $25 monthly. I'm thankful to the sister for that. Yes, you can. You can make a monthly donation of $25. Thank you very much, Sister D. And I certainly appreciate your participation on here. You know, and I always look forward to seeing your face and the face of others that are commenting on the show. And I want to be as common with all the other individuals that are here. Thank you, the sister. Thank you. I thank you. And may God continue to bless and smile upon you. And may the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another, that when we come together and even separate, that we're united, one mind, one body, one spirit, and one faith, and one baptism, as it relates to the teaching of the holiness and righteousness of God. So I say peace be unto you, and I salute you, and looking forward to seeing you on our next show. Our next show, where we'll be talking about, you know, the discussion, because we'll be talking about this Jane Elliott, and we'll be talking about how she is around misusing our people and trip them up. And you know, anybody that's with what's his name, Roland Martin, you know, anybody that's with Roland Martin can't be right, because he ain't right. He hopscotches another demon that we got to worry about. Another demon we got to worry about. Thank you, sister, for the peace and blessing. We definitely need it. We definitely need it because we are up against something. And I think Allah and God, call him whatever you want to call him, Jesus, that brother Taharka Bey, Minister Taharka Bey, has come by and his network, and I'm very thankful for him. So I look forward to being on his show again. And you will be looking forward to seeing me in this 2-week revival of Black Liberation Theology, where we're putting the message out and setting the foundation. And after these 2 weeks, we'll be able to set 3 days a week where we'll be coming before you to tell the truth. God bless you, and peace be unto you.